one time for your whole career. So if you win it as an elementary student, you wouldn't be eligible again as a middle or high school student. But we do pride ourselves on the award because not only is it based on academic achievement, it's also based on good citizenship. So your child would not be here today if they didn't have not only good academic skills, but equally important, in my opinion, is they're a good citizen. They help their fellow classmates out, they're good role models, they're leaders. They just bring a lot of character and value to our school system, which is, to me, something to be celebrated, because we all know the world could use more kind and caring people. So that's why I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to honor students once a month for the bulk of the school year. So what's going to happen today is I'm going to bring up each principal. We kind of go in order of elementary up to secondary, and they will tell the whole audience here why your child was nominated, and then the child, your son or daughter, can come up and get their award. We'll take a picture, and then at the end we do a group photo, which I put in my weekly update. Though, for the first time ever, your child's photo has already gone public in my first edition of the district-wide and community newsletter that went out last week. So the cat's out of the bag already about what your children have been able to do. But today is just going to be another way to honor your children. So without further ado, and also besides the lovely award certificate, they get an envelope full of goodies. So, and there's magnets in there, and it's for grandparents and such. If you need more, let us know. We're always happy to have grandparents driving around town with a magnet on their car. So, without further ado, we're going to start, I believe, with Anna Reynolds School, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to ask Mr. Smith to come up and tell us about the wonderful Riley O'Neill. Come on up, Riley.
So before we begin speaking about Riley, just to share a little bit about the process for selecting the Outstanding Student of the Month. Each of the teachers has the opportunity to nominate a student, and they are their class's Student of the Month. And then we have a committee of teachers and myself that look over those nominations to decide who will be our Outstanding Student of the Month. And Riley O'Neill is our Outstanding Student of the Month for the month of October. I was able to talk to some of his teachers from this year and the past to learn a little bit what they have to say about Riley as to why he represents Anna Reynolds as our Outstanding Student of the Month. Riley has been selected for the Outstanding Student of the Month for the month of October. Ms. Faenza, his 4th grade teacher, shared that Riley deserves to be our October Student of the Month. He is cooperative and friendly classroom citizen who always shows respect to others. He shows exceptional behavior in and out of the classroom. In addition, he is a conscientious student who strives to do well in school. He attentively listens during instruction and works diligently to apply taught skills and strategies. I am proud to nominate Riley O'Neill as our October Student of the Month. Congratulations, Riley. Mrs. Swanson, his kindergarten teacher, says it's no surprise to me that Riley is receiving this honor. From the first day of kindergarten, Riley has been an outstanding student. He is one of the most kind, thoughtful, inquisitive, hardworking, respectful, and all-around amazing students that I've ever had the pleasure of teaching. Riley, I'm so proud of you and all that you have achieved. Congratulations on such a well-deserved award. Mrs. Keener, his 1st grade teacher, shared that Riley was a very conscientious 1st grader. He began 1st grade in the fall after COVID when we were hybrid learners, and he did very well to overcome any challenges we were all facing. He was a great learner at home and at school, always doing what was expected and then going above and beyond. His interest and curiosity in many topics, one of which was the Titanic, always led him to find new books and historical websites to submerge himself in. He handled the transition back to full days in school with desk shields and masks on, then finally masks off. It was always best when I could see his smile because he always brought a positive attitude and energy to the classroom. Mrs. Gallup, his music teacher, shared that Riley is a hard worker and an engaged learner. He's a responsible student who's a great role model for other students. I know I can always count on Riley to put forth his best effort during music class. This year, Riley is also taking on the challenge of learning the violin. When asked why he thought he was chosen for Outstanding Student of the Month, he felt it was because he always does his best work and actively participates in class conversations and discussions. His favorite subject in school is reading, and he plans to participate in chorus and play the violin, as Mrs. Gallup earlier shared, in our school orchestra. Our instrumental programs have been a little bit on hold, but they'll be starting up in 2 weeks due to the renovation. We'll finally get our stage back, so we'll have that opportunity soon. He recently ran for the school secretary of the student council. While he did not win, he will be a part of the Anne Arundel Student Council. Last year, Riley was a platinum winner in the Connecticut Student Writing Project. As a platinum recipient, his writing entitled Titanic, which you learned about in first grade, was published in the book. Finally, Riley is a member of the Newington Children's Theater. He has been participating in plays since the age of 5 years old and has been in 17 plays already. Congratulations, Riley, for being our Anne Arundel Outstanding Student of the Month for October.
Goodies, I forgot to give you the heads up. I gotta ask you a question. I asked all of our student award winners a question about what would you give for advice to other kids at Anne Arundel or any of our schools about how to become such an outstanding student?
I would suggest to try and do your best and participate as much as you can.
Words to live by. Thank you so much. Did pretty good for not having the heads up on that question. And I forgot to also mention at the end we have refreshments, so don't leave without getting goodies. All right. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite up Mr. Jim Marciano from Elizabeth Green School. He is going to tell us about Landon Rivera. Mr. Marciano.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll start by just congratulating all of our awardees in their efforts in achieving this award, and I'll also say congratulations, family members, family and friends. This is some evidence of the great work you're doing at home, and I'd like to give you a round of applause for your efforts in raising your children, obviously, and the work that you're doing and the people they are becoming, as evidenced as outstanding students of the month. So congratulations, family. I have a lot to say about this young man. I was being ushered at the end of the day. As I was walking out, all of the folks were like, they're really excited that Landon has earned this award for his last year at Elizabeth Green. Landon is a 4th grade student in Ms. Bedard's class, and he was selected as our outstanding student of the month for many reasons. In terms of what he thinks, such as his kindness, helping and caring about others, his efforts in school, and his overall positive attitude. Landon told me that he earned this honor because he follows directions both in class and on his homework. He helps others when someone is sad. He checks in on them to see if they are okay, includes others, turns in work on time, and ultimately is a kind and caring person. I certainly agree when I add that Landon is a lead by example type of guy who cares deeply for others and the environment. And we'll hear more about the environment later. His teacher writes, Landon is truly an exceptional student who deserves the recognition of being the student of the month. His kindness, care, and empathy towards his classmates is evident in all that he does in the classroom and throughout Elizabeth Green. Landon is always checking in on his classmates to make sure they are doing well, to see if there's anything he can do to help them out. Landon also has a special talent for noticing when his friends are feeling sad or upset, and he always makes an effort to comfort them and make them feel better. One of Landon's greatest strengths is that he's always willing to help others catch up if they have missed a lesson. He understands that everyone learns at their own pace, and he makes sure that no one is left behind. Without being asked, he will go out of his way to show or explain new learning assignments to students who have either missed or been confused by new learning. In addition to his kindness and empathy, Landon is also very inclusive. He makes an effort to include everyone in classroom activities and games, and he is always looking for ways to create a sense of community within the classroom. He goes out of his way to notice and include everyone during recess, and is always willing to invite kids to join him when he sees a student playing alone. Finally, Landon is an incredibly hard worker who is always striving to learn and grow. He takes his studies seriously, and he is always asking questions and seeking out new knowledge. Landon is a true role model for his peers and an absolute joy to have in the classroom. Ms. Gildner, his 2nd grade teacher, wrote, Landon is such a kind, hard-working student. When I had him in 2nd grade, his kindness to peers and dedication to hard work stood out each day. Since he has left my classroom, he always stops to say hello to me with an easy smile and asks how I am doing. I am so very excited that I get to work with him again this year through our student council. I have no doubt he will bring that kindness, enthusiasm, and hard work as a pillar of our meetings. Ms. W. writes, Landon is a kind, caring, and determined student. He works hard to complete work and is comfortable being himself. He is also the first one to help another student when he was needed. He truly deserves this honor. Ms. Mobus writes, Landon is a hardworking, dedicated student. He shows great kindness to all those around him, often being the first to help someone or be good to someone. Getting the theme, his theme is really clear in each teacher's presentation of his strengths and qualities. Ms. Guyver writes, I have had the privilege of knowing Landon for his years here at Elizabeth Green. He always strives to do his best in our class, and excellence is evident in his art. He's a true role model and leader to his peers. Congratulations. And Ms. Lewis writes, Landon consistently engages in all of our technology lessons with eagerness and curiosity. He enjoys applying and testing what he learns and sharing and explaining how he creates or completes projects or tasks. She is so proud of Landon and the ownership and pride he takes in his learning, and she congratulates him as well. Landon's favorite subjects are math and science. He enjoys solving problems. Outside of school, Landon takes care of his little brother, who Jackson, and he plays on a golf team. And so he typically plays 9 holes with his teammates at the TPC River Highlands, and that's as far as I went in the conversation because I don't know anything about golf. I was talking with Mr. Gatos on the way in. He once took me golfing, and my best quality in golf is losing golf balls. So, Landon, maybe tell Mr. Gatos a little bit about your golf. I am hearing he's really good. I know he's better than his dad. His dad just reported that, so glad to share that about him. He enjoys spending time in his dad's shop. When asked about solving a word problem, I'm sorry, not a word problem, a world problem. Landon reports wanting people to take better care of the environment. His message to all is stop littering. Additionally, we like to see the preservation of grasslands so that the wildlife can thrive and animals don't go extinct. Pretty awesome, right? So whenever I meet with students of the month, I always ask them for their advice. I'm going to hold that for Dr. Brummett and let her take that question. He was recently elected as our student council treasurer. He was proud of himself. He set a goal believing he can accomplish it. And then on behalf of the staff and students at Elizabeth Green, I congratulate you for the work you've done over the 5 years that we've known you as an excellent representation of our outstanding student of the month for October. Okay. You want to take that?
Thank you so much. These are your goodies. Yeah, I'm along the lines of you, Mr. Marciano, when it comes to golf. It's not pretty, not pretty at all. So Landon, I think I heard the word kindness, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 times during Mr. Marciano's remarks. But I would like to know, how might you coach another student on getting to this level of kindness and strong students?
I would say to never give up and try your best.
Wow, we've got a lot of persistent students in the audience today. Congratulations again. Forgot to mention how much I like to look at your parents while you're getting your award, because boy, oh boy, the smile is wide. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've made your families proud today, without a doubt. All right, now it's my privilege to bring up, I guess, a pretty good golfer, Mr. Gatos. And he is going to introduce and tell us all about Elena Brace. Come on up.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Congratulations to all of our award recipients and all of your families. This is quite the honor. Landon, I can confirm, Mr. Marciano is great at losing golf balls. I almost didn't have enough to play after the bars, but we'll go golfing sometime. But we are here to recognize Elena Brace, an outstanding student from John Patterson School, and she is a 4th grade student in Miss Dumay's class. She was nominated and selected for the award this month because she's an all-around good school citizen, because of her excellent behavior, her outstanding effort, her outstanding attitude, excellent academic achievements, and her contributions to our school and fellow students. Mrs. Dumais wrote in her nomination, Elena is a fabulous choice for Student of the Month. She is a student of high character, choosing to do the right thing even when others around are not. She applies this to the classroom, to the cafeteria, and at recess. She is also very helpful, always offering to assist her peers and teachers, and often doing so without even being asked. Elena also has a wonderful attitude towards learning and the effort she applies to her daily work. Elena is strong in all her academic areas. However, writing definitely stands out. Her personality shines through. In the building, I often hear other teachers complimenting Elena on her positive actions and attitude. She is a friend to all and treats everyone with respect and kindness. She definitely is deserving of the Student of the Month award. In addition to her classroom teacher, her third grade teacher and her art teacher described her as an extremely hardworking student who is an avid reader and a talented artist. It is no surprise that when I asked her what her favorite subject was, she said she loves reading because of the stories all the different books tell. Mrs. Obert-Hahn, her second grade teacher, and this was some learning for me, when I asked Mrs. Obert-Hahn, well, to back up a little bit, Elena was our Newington Public School Student Spotlight for Newington Life. So we got to do an interview with a reporter, and when the paper comes out, she's going to be in the paper. And when I asked Ms. Obert-Hahn for a comment about Elena, she said, although I knew she was a great person, I knew she was a great student, but I had the opportunity to watch her play soccer a few days ago. And the word that described Elena was a fierce competitor. Mrs. Obert-Hahn said, I've never seen her like that, how she was on the soccer field. A fierce competitor, that's awesome. As mentioned above, she's an excellent student in Ms. Dumais' class. She also plays clarinet in our band and is a member of our chorus. Her character really shone through the other day. She was recently nominated by her peers to be the classroom representative for classroom secretary. She gave a wonderful speech, and I assured her that most adults don't even like talking in front of that many people, and she did great. Although the election results did not go in her favor, she remained positive, complimented all of the winners, and proudly went back to her classroom knowing that her peers still wanted her to be the classroom representative for room 18. In addition to playing travel soccer, she's also a Girl Scout. She's a role model and an example of the absolute best that John Patterson has to offer. Congratulations, Elena.
I like that description of you as a soccer player, a fierce competitor. That's awesome. So tell me, I heard that you are a good citizen and you offer to help other students even if the teacher didn't even ask you to do it. You just do it because that's who you are. What other things do you think have contributed to your success?
Practicing in school and making others feel good.
I like that. Practicing at school and making others feel good. Good. Congratulations. Well stated. All righty. Now, last but certainly not least, we're going to bring up Miss Lawrence, representing Ruth Chafee School, and her honoree is Jalea Williams. Jalea Williams. Thank you so much. Come on up, Jalea.
But first of all, I just have to say, doesn't she look beautiful?
I was going to say the same thing.
Well, I'm very excited to stand up here with the darling Miss Jalea to just share the wonderful things that her teachers have said about her. It is a great honor, and I am sharing this from her teacher, but for me, it's a great honor to stand up here and just to be able to present this award to Jalea. And I've had the opportunity to watch her grow since a kindergartner, and as you all know, we had our COVID time, and we had a comeback hybrid time, and to watch her just grow through all of that, and all of the changes that kind of brought to a lot of our students, probably the ones that are sitting here with us today, and to just watch them still just sort of blossom to these wonderful, young people on their way to middle school for most of us. So I'm just so delighted to be here with her. But her teacher, Miss Luck, says, I have the pleasure of sharing just how great our staff really think she is, including myself. Jalea is a hardworking individual. She shows determination and grit, and she gets right back to work. She is helpful whenever anyone needs help. She does not need to be asked. She just naturally naturally wants to help others. I am so proud of Julia, says Miss Lux, and I can't wait to see her shine this year in grade 4. Julia is a joy. Mrs. Sykes goes on to say how she is a girl who has an inner light that shines bright. Each time she comes to work with her, she is friendly, focused, and participating. I have come to know her in this way, that Julia loves to engage with her work in a quiet way. She is thoughtful before attempting any problems. She is reflective upon completion, flashing a big smile if she is confident, or flashing wondering eyes if she is unsure. She loves to give herself and me written feedback, which the teacher does adore. She says, the feedback guides our lessons. Should we move on? Should we stop and practice some more? Or should we reteach something that may have been a little muddy? Julia has a big heart, and she loves to engage with her family and friends. She shares trips of them going to the park, sleepovers, and playing school, and she loves to be both the teacher and the student. So maybe we have a teacher in the making who'll come back and teach you right in Newington. Let's hope. Julia is organized. She loves to clean up all of her materials and helps to put them away. She tells me that she has learned that from her mom. She also says that from her dad. She has shared the affirmations that they say each morning. I often tell her to think about those whenever she is faced with something that is challenging. She says, it is my pleasure and honor to know Julia as the special person she is and as a student at Ruth Chafee School. Mrs. Grimm, her second grade teacher, was so excited to hear that Julia was chosen for Outstanding Student of the Month. She goes on to remember how Julia is a student who sets high expectations for herself and works hard to meet her goals. She recognizes her strengths and uses them to help her learn each day. Julia is also shows empathy, kindness, and a willingness to be a bucket filler every day at Chafee. Congratulations, Julia, on being a role model. I am so proud of you. It's no surprise that Julia shows her enthusiasm for learning every library media day, says Mrs. Riley. It has been such a pleasure to watch her grow and learn since first meeting her in kindergarten. She participates consistently, asks questions when she doesn't understand, or always puts forth her best effort to meet or exceed each target. And this shows in the quality of her work. Julia is a joy to have in media class and a good friend to all. I am so happy for you, Julia. She is very deserving of this award. So as you can see, Julia is definitely most deserving of this award, and she is a wonderful representation. I want you to push that down so everybody can see your beautiful smile. She is so hardworking and on a daily basis, but what you see right here in this presentation of this beautiful young lady is who we see every morning when she walks into the school and every afternoon when she leaves. I can always tell you that in the morning, all of my students will tell you that a lot of times they're just trying to get to class, and I'm in the hallway saying, good morning, and sometimes I go, good morning, so that I can get a response. I never have to worry about that with Julia. It's always good morning with a big smile, and I appreciate that every morning, because you never know what kind of day you're having, and to have someone who can give you a smile and respond to you good morning with such a great smile every day really just makes the day go by even better. So I thank you for that, Julia, and all that you have always done that for me since you were a kindergarten student. But I am so proud of you, sweetheart. Congratulations.
So Juliet, besides your amazing sense of style, and I'm intrigued, I want to hear about, so you actually give the teacher feedback. I love that. So tell me an example of feedback that you would give to your teacher.
I would say that I like to do this work and I should do it more often.
Wow. I really do. Can we talk about recruitment later? About what are you, in 10 years? No, about 14 years we've headed to college, and we'll talk about that. Professional college, we'll see where you're at. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Wow, our middle school principals, you got some real awesome kids coming your way next year. That's awesome. No wonder you're smiling. So now I am pleased to bring up the principal of Martin Kellogg, Mr. Jason Lambert. He is here to honor Livia Rivera. Come on up, Livia.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brummett. One morning I woke up and it dawned on me that I've been doing the Outstanding Student of the Month for a very long time. And this is about my 20th year in Newington. And one of the things that I'd like to kind of point out with that is when we began this program many, many years ago, we used to really showcase our students that were doing very academically strong students, you know, that were showing responsibility, coming to class prepared, and doing well academically. As you've heard today, there's been a real development, sort of an evolution, that the students that we bring to our Outstanding Student Month program are tremendous student citizens. They're tremendous people. You know, you heard today people that are very invested in the humanities, or fierce competitors in the soccer field, or they're great citizens and they help out other people. They have more of a global perspective. They're understanding the needs of people that are around them and putting those needs ahead of their own. Those are tremendous, aspiring leaders and human beings that we want to emulate those behaviors. And I say that to you as parents, that I can't think of a better testament and tribute to you and the things that you do to help shape these tremendous young women, because they're outstanding students, but even more importantly, they're tremendous human beings. And they're an extension of the values and beliefs that you've instilled for them. And for that, I and the principals that I share this room with are so incredibly grateful for your work, because I know it doesn't come easy, so we thank you for that. And I'm very excited to talk to you about a student that reflects all of those qualities. Olivia Rivera is new to us this year at Martin Kellogg Middle School, and has been a fierce competitor in our school walls, and we're very excited to share with you about what her teachers have to say. Livia begins her day in Spanish class and is an absolute pleasure to have in our classroom community. She takes charge of her learning and asks for clarifications in order to challenge herself. She creates opportunities for herself to practice and immerse herself in Spanish language. Her interactions with her classmates, teachers, and class are examples of a true leader. She is kind, intelligent, and self-motivated. She adds unique and awesome perspectives about our Spanish cultural experiences in and out of her classroom. After Spanish, she's always one of the first students to arrive in Mr. Cuccinella's science class for her second period of the day. She continues her positive interactions with classmates and collaborates very well in science activities and labs. She sets herself apart from her classmates by independently learning new concepts on her own while helping her classmates as well. Livia consistently comes to class with a smile from ear to ear. She shares the joy of learning in the classroom with a positive attitude and a willingness to take on any task she faces. She is always ready for class, coming prepared with questions. Livia is always willing to share her thoughts and ideas with class and is someone who can be counted on to participate in every task, no matter how challenging. In math, Livia uses her prior knowledge to make connections to new learning. She anticipates what's coming next and is always asking questions that help drive discussions within the class. She is a true leader, and her positive attitude rubs off on all of her classmates. She's always willing to support her classmates with their work. She understands that she learns best when she can share her knowledge with classmates and is always willing to help out a student. As a new student to Martin Kellogg this year, Livia took the opportunity to reach out to her classmates to make friends from day one. She is supportive of other new students and is ready to take on these types of adventures together. For example, when a new student was recently added to our class a few weeks into school, Livia took the initiative to help her even though that student spoke very little English. Livia knew that the transition to a new school could be overwhelming, so she went out of her way to share the experience with a new classmate and introduce her to new friends and experiences. As a first-year student herself at Martin Kellogg, Livia has shared her excitement about joining our Kellogg community. She knows the importance of making new friends and is eager to meet even more people. She has shown interest in joining our drama club as well as our Dungeons and Dragons club. Dr. Brummett may ask you about that, so good work with that. Much to her language arts teacher's delight, Livia has expressed the desire to join the 8th grade lunch book club. As part of their memoir unit, Livia is currently reading Free Lunch, a memoir by Rex Ogle. She's shown the ability to discuss the author's life with maturity and compassion, and despite loving the book, and wanting to read ahead, she's following the expectation that she stays on track with her group. To make sure she followed through with this, Livia even brought in a free reading book and is doing her own annotations in that book. Livia has been a wonderful addition to the Martin Kellogg school community. She brings a positive attitude and a tremendous level of participation in the class every day. Furthermore, she immediately established herself as a classroom leader despite being new to our school. In her first week, we were conducting a classroom trial, and she was asked to work with a group of students she had not known for more than 5 minutes. Unprompted, Livia took the responsibility for organizing the roles, clarifying information for the other members of her group as well. Livia takes tremendous pride in her work, making sure that she fully understands the questions that she's being asked and before she submits a response that demonstrates her level of understanding. Finally, Livia's encore teachers are quick to share that she is a welcome addition to the 8th grade community. Her willingness to engage and participate in STEM activities shows how eager she is to learn and develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. She's helpful to both her fellow students and to the staff. She excels working productively in both a group and individual settings, and she's a fantastic student all around. Please join us in celebrating Livia Rivera's as Martin Kellogg Middle School's Outstanding Student of the Month.
Where are your goodies? So you're brand new to Martin Kellogg this year? I think it's pretty rare that as a brand new student gets this award. That says a lot, meaning in a short amount of time you've made an impression on the whole community of well over 550 kids. So I gotta ask about the Dungeons and Dragons thing. What's going on with that?
At my old school, me and my friends had started a club together during lunch, and we made our own campaign together. And me and my sister wanted to continue that at this school.
And it worked.
We haven't joined the Dungeons and Dragons club yet because I'm at least focusing on yearbook.
So you're kind of already involved in a lot of things. So I do have to ask, what do you think led to you standing out so much so quickly as a new student to get this award, if you wouldn't mind commenting on that?
I just really want to make more friends because my old school is very small, so I didn't have much friends. So I just wanted to make more friends and make a good impression.
Mission accomplished. Congratulations. All righty. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Dan Diaz to the front of the room to honor John Wallace's award winner, Olivia Tardif. Come on up, Olivia.
Welcome everyone, and again, just want to share the same sentiments from the other principals that are up here. It's only October. Look at the crew that we have coming up to the middle schools next year. Very impressed for all of you thus far. Congratulations again to everyone. Livia, we do have actually a Dungeons and Dragons club at John Wallace. We've had it the last couple of years. So if you do, when you do get that up and running, I can see some cross-town Dungeons and Dragons going on. So that would be awesome. It's my pleasure today to introduce Olivia Tardif. It's our honor at John Wallace Middle School for her to represent John Wallace as Outstanding Student of the Month. So Olivia was nominated by Miss Frazon, who actually is on maternity leave. She just had a new baby about a week and a half ago. So congratulations to Miss Frazon. So Olivia is a grade 8 student at John Wallace Middle School, and she's been nominated by Miss Frazon for Student of the Month and the 8th grade team based on the fact that she consistently demonstrates each of the 5 pillars of Wallace Pride, which are preparation, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. In terms of preparation, Olivia always comes to class ready to engage in learning and whatever topics may be at hand. She is willing to participate in class discussions, and she has shown great responsibility by always showing up with her assignments completed. In terms of respect, Olivia gives whoever is speaking to her complete attention, and she's ready to make connections to what others have to share in the classroom. She is also kind and caring and genuinely interested in getting to know her teachers and fellow students. That's another theme that we've seen today, that idea of kindness and caring about others that you'll also see about Olivia. In the area of integrity, she is always doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. And though it's early in the school year, she is clearly emerging as one of the leaders in the 8th grade. In the area of determination, she always puts forth her best effort and asks questions when she may need clarification. It is clearly obvious that she wants to be successful in her academics and strives for the highest standards. And in terms of excellence, Olivia shines in the classroom. It was immediately evident that she was a shining star and a leader in the 8th grade. Outside of school and through extracurricular activities, Olivia also demonstrates excellence. She is one of the anchors of JWTV, which is our student news station that airs every morning, so she's always there to welcome everyone with a smile. And she also enjoys volleyball and currently plays for Husky and is really looking forward to Newington High School, where she can also play volleyball. That is her preferred weekend activity. We had an opportunity this morning before today's ceremony to meet. And I asked Olivia what she thought was the reason why she was nominated for Student of the Month. And what she shared, and the first thing that came to mind, was that she feels that when she's in class, she is caring and kind and helpful to other students. And I asked her, why did that first come to mind, or why do you think that's something that you want to do? Because that's not what everyone does when they're in class or first comes to mind. And she shared she just wants to help people who are struggling and make them feel better. And that's been a theme that's occurred throughout all of our students of the month. So thank you for that. We did talk about high school next year, and with more freedom and independence. Also, there's a little bit of fear as well going to high school, but we talked about how Olivia's volleyball and getting into that is going to be a big help for her and making connections as well. She's also thinking of joining a yearbook club this year as well, and the past 2 years, as I shared, has been a member of our JWTV crew. And the big thing she wanted to share as well for the 4th graders that are coming up to middle school next year is when she first came to 5th grade, it could be intimidating and it can be scary. But the big thing, which I thought was some really insightful advice that Olivia shared, was try not to be perfect. That it's okay that you're going to make some mistakes along the way, and that teachers are there to help you and keep you back on track. So it's okay if you're not going to be perfect, and just give it your best shot as you make your way through middle school. I thought that was very sound advice for those of you who are coming up. So again, Olivia, thank you so much. We're so proud and honored to have you be our Student of the Month representative. And on behalf of John Wallace Middle School, congratulations.
So Olivia, a little bit of this came up during Mr. Diaz's remarks, but as you head up to the high school, what advice would you be giving to next year's incoming 8th graders as to how they can be good citizens of the world at John Wallace?
To always be respectful and determined and hardworking, because it really pays off.
It certainly does in your case, doesn't it? Congratulations. All right, last but certainly not least, we have Ms. Blanchard here from Newington High School, and she is here to honor Anaya Farmer. Anaya, come on.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laura Blanchard. I'm the Slaughterhouse Assistant Principal over at Newington High School. And I just want to say congratulations. I love coming to these ceremonies because I get to hear about all of the wonderful things for the students that one day will walk the halls of NHS. You ready? Yeah. Today I'm honored to present Anaya Farmer, an 11th grader representing Newington High School, with the Superintendent's Outstanding Student of the Month Award. As the nominations came in for this month's award, it was apparent that Anaya's impact resonated with many members of the Newington High School community over the past 3 years. The common threads that ran through the various anecdotes and experiences her teachers had were of Anaya's intellectual curiosity, natural leadership ability, sparkling personality, and commendable work ethic. Ms. Slater, Anaya's school counselor, nominated her for this award. Ms. Slater shared that Anaya is a natural leader who is highly reliable. She was formerly a student who attended both NHS and the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts, and uses her creativity to elevate all projects she is involved with. Ms. Slater admires her natural love of learning and appreciation for feedback from teachers and mentors. She is so grateful that Anaya is a full-time member of our school community this year. Academically, Anaya challenges herself with a rigorous course load, consisting mostly of honors and AP level courses with an interest area in the sciences, which I will talk about later. This is truly impressive, especially as a student who is balancing attending 2 high schools during her freshman and sophomore years, extracurricular activities including being a member of our volleyball team for 3 years, vice president of the diversity club, and the social chair representative for student council. During my conversation with Anaya, she shared that her mother has been a major influence on her life, pushing her to become who she is today, and has helped her find the balance between all aspects of life as a teenager. Mr. Emerson shared that Anaya stands out in class because she asks incredibly thoughtful questions and supports her peers in a way where she reteaches content to them if they are struggling. Ms. DeManuel had a similar sentiment and shared that Anaya comes to class eager to learn, always has a positive attitude, and is not afraid to ask questions to help further her learning. Mrs. DiBernardo had the pleasure of teaching Anaya last year and noted that she is a remarkable young lady with a tremendous work ethic who is destined for great things. Ms. Viola, Anaya's homeroom teacher, highlights that Anaya is the first to volunteer to lead an activity and helps get group conversations going. As a STUCO representative, that's short for student council, she and the students in the room are appreciative of her leadership. Ms. Tigno, our building principal, adds that Anaya is a student that both adults and kids look up to. She is reliable, genuine, and has those unteachable qualities that make her a valued member of our family of learners. With regards to post-high school plans, Anaya hopes to study sustainability and environmental sciences at UC Davis or University of California, Santa Cruz, and is well on her way to achieve this goal. Ms. Cody, her honors biology teacher, noted Anaya's innate interest in biology and commended her for going through the process to apply and then later be accepted into a summer research opportunity at North Carolina A&T. As one of 15 students and the only student to come from another state, Anaya spent 2 weeks using her knowledge of biology and ecology to study how to increase biodiversity in green areas and urban spaces. Anaya's specific project focused on studying the water quality of a body of water on campus and on a farm. The goal of her testing was to find a connection between the amount of dissolved oxygen, which is important to vegetation and marine life, and temperature. As Anaya spoke to me about this experience, it was apparent that she is destined to use her love of science to make a positive impact on our world. Although still a junior, I asked Anaya what her most memorable experience in the Newington Public Schools has been. She shared with me that it was in 8th grade when she received the Leadership Award and ran student council during COVID, a time when not many people saw the fruits of her labor, but she still felt incredibly fulfilled with the work. Mr. Klatt, one of her teachers from John Wallace, noted that Anaya stood out as a leader among a talented group of peers. She took on and organized many school-wide celebrations for Women's History Month, Black History Month, and Teacher Appreciation Week. He noted that it is no surprise that Anaya has continued to find success at Newington High School, as Anaya is truly an amazing person. Even though things may seem difficult at times, it is always important to chase your passions. There are days when you feel like you can't balance everything, but those days are important. This is the advice that junior Anaya would have given to herself as a freshman, and she is so appreciative of the experience that art school provided her in balancing 2 worlds, ultimately helping mold who she is today. When asked what she would like her legacy to be when she leaves Newington High School, Anaya said she wants to be remembered for coming into school every day and making real connections with students and faculty. Now that she is a full-time student at NHS, she expressed how she genuinely enjoys getting to know and break down the divide between the under and upperclassmen, bonding with the people who are going to be the next generation of Newington High School. Throughout this process, it has been a pleasure getting to know Anaya. She truly captures the essence of what it means to be an outstanding student of the month in Newington, and I am excited for what her future holds.
Okay, this is a really funny story. I was on a Google Meet this morning with Ms. Slater, and your name came up. I did not connect the dots until 5 minutes ago. She was gushing about your leadership ability. She's recommending you to be part of a group that I work on relative to our equity efforts in district, so we'll be in touch. But clearly, there's a lot of greatness about Anaya. So tell me, you alluded to it a little bit in the remarks that you shared with Ms. Blanchard, but what would you give to students who are, wanting to aspire to be high-level students like yourself?
I think I would go back to like making genuine connections. I feel like every conversation I've had at NHS or like with any people in Newington, I've gained something from every conversation. So I'd say like take that step to talk to people and you'll grow and better yourself with each conversation. So that's what I would recommend.
She told me she had future leadership potential. I'm definitely seeing that. Oh, and I'll put a pigeon. Science teacher down the road, maybe? All right, congratulations. Well, it's very clear to all that are here that we've got some amazing students here in Newington Public Schools. It's certainly a bright spot. And I forgot to mention, we have what's called a Vision of the Graduate, where students have good communication and citizenship skills and collaboration skills. Clearly, your students are already there, and that's just wonderful. You're aligning with our vision beautifully. A couple of housekeeping details. As you may have noticed, we've been videotaping this. It's being recorded so that you'll all get a link after today. Share it out with family members that couldn't be here, grandma that lives cross country or whatever. That way you've got a memory of this down the road. Please make sure you take advantage of the treats in the back of the room. And just a reminder, we're closed next week for Election Day. And an important thing, John Wallace is on the ballot for a renovation opportunity, so just want you to be aware of that. And without further ado, enjoy the goodies. Kids, come back up with your awards for the group photo op. Come on up, and once again, a round of applause for our nominees. Under the nice Newington Public School sign. Center everybody a little bit.